You good?
I'm good.
You want me to start? You want
You
to start?
can. You start. You start very good.
Jeez.
You're a good starter.
Jeez.
Such a good starter.
It's a good starter. Wait, what was this one about?
Drink some more beer.
You all right?
I'm good.
Look all right.
Irish beers. I'm happy to do Irish beers.
Welcome back to another episode of Thirsty Thursday, St. Patty's Day edition number 2. So if you've been watching, you saw last week we taste tested, a little blind taste test of some Irish stouts. And this week with St. Patty's Day right around the corner, we wanted to give you another option to the stouts. And today we're doing some lagers?
Some lagers.
All Irish. So what do we got? We got, what's that down there?
This one here is Harp.
Hold that up for the camera.
Harp lager.
Got some Harp. Got some
George Killian's red.
Irish red, right? Does it say Irish red or does it just say red?
I think it says Irish red.
And then now you gave me the one that I would say Smithwick. You said it's pronounced differently? Smithwick, see? Not Irish. So we're not gonna blind taste test these, but we're just gonna give them a pour. We'll go through each one of them, and then we'll rank them what we like the best. But we're not doing this one blind. We're just gonna we'll know what we're drinking. Now, I believe I've only had Killian's.
Killian's was popular, like in our college years.
Yeah, that's when I had it
in the late '90s. I mean, Honey Brown Killian's. They were like the niche beers that you could pick up a keg of them for pretty reasonable, and they were good. Harp.
Have you had Harp?
I have. Harp is one of my favorite.
I have not.
Favorite lagers.
Okay.
And this might be the beer that pulls you away from the old faithful Yingling.
Think so?
I
don't drink a lot of Yingling these days now.
But we all have. I mean, we're in the Philadelphia area. We've all
absolutely.
You still get a Yingling on occasion, I think.
Every now and then.
So and then there's Smithwick's,
which makes no sense if that's how you say that.
We'll talk more about that one in a minute, but this is also very good. Smithwick's makes a number of good ales. They make a Irish Pale Ale, and this happens to be the Irish Red Ale. So it's definitely a favorite.
And these are all big box beers available nationwide, right?
Yes, the Harp and the Smithwick's are, I think it's like Diageo or Diageo. They're the same. They're distributed like like Johnny Walker. Okay. Murphy's, I believe, the same. Murphy's Irish Stout, same big European distributor, and Killian's is distributed by Coors.
Okay.
And we'll get into the story of Killian's in a minute, but that is a Coors beer.
All right.
Here in the
US. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the Harp because we have two reds. The Harp is going to be the cleanest.
All right.
Of these beers. Harp Lager, St. James Gate, Dublin. How did that one happen? Not an old beer, as some of the stouts. These companies have been, brewing for a very, very long time.
Man, it's been a minute since I've had a beer like this.
Look at that pour right there.
Oh, you're drinking the whole thing, huh?
Nice. Apparently I am.
Yes. So,
wow.
What you would expect from a lager, right? Clean, clear.
Yep. Very clear.
Nice head. Burr likes more head than the rest of us.
Listen, I'm just looking at that.
How clear that is?
See-through. How light it is. It's hilarious to think that like this was the stuff. And I'm not knocking this beer. I haven't even tried it yet, but these were the kind of beers I drank for the 20s,
for the longest time.
20s, into the early 30s, and now it feels like this is so weird to drink a beer that looks like that.
Yeah. And this is the beer, like I'm sure the Black and Tans are popular for a number of years, where you float the Guinness on top. This is the beer that a Black and Tan should be made with, because it's Irish. And for some reason in the U.S., people were making Black and Tans with Bass. Bass Ale was the
Really?
It was very popular.
Which
especially in
is?
Jersey, which is British Pale Ale.
I've had that one and I didn't.
So light aroma, right?
Yep.
Almost a malty smell to it. You know?
Smells like a lager.
Yeah, a little malty.
Yep.
Well, malty. Try it already? Mm-hmm. Should I try it?
You should try it.
It's very light on the tongue.
Very clean and crisp.
It is.
I mean, as a lager or European lager you would expect, would be. It doesn't have that funk like obviously Yingling's a lager, but Yingling to me always has a little bit of funk to it that this doesn't have.
I don't think it's as malty as
Such subtle,
the smell.
No.
It doesn't have that malty taste to it.
There's flavor, but it's just very subtle to me. Like,
It's light. It's light.
It's
nothing like punches you in the mouth.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the tasting profile says you get citrus. I don't get a ton of citrus out of that.
Nope.
I don't get a ton of hop character out of that. I mean, I think that's mostly that flavor is nice, clean.
It is clean.
So it says Harp Lager, a classic Pilsner, created by a Guinness German brewmaster in 1960.
Right. So Guinness are the first people who brewed Harp.
Fruity nose and clean finish with hints of malt and citrus hops. Let's see.
I don't get that.
I don't get the citrus. I think to me,
I smell it.
to me, it does have a little bit of more of a maltiness than I'm used to with an American lager.
You don't get any fruity smell,
Nope.
taste, nothing. No?
Nope.
No, I really don't. But that being said, it's when you talk about like what a lager should be. I mean, I think this is the beer that I think of when I think of what a lager should be. It's not that far off from some of the German lagers that you would have.
No, it's not. Actually, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah. So it's like that fest beer, that light.
You don't
lager.
smell the fruity nose that they're talking about.
I don't smell any fruity.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't even.
I get it a little bit.
Even if I do the Burt beer Dutch oven here, I'm still.
I just snorted like he's
Just listen. It's more than one way to drink a beer.
Remember the days when he made fun of people like that?
Like what?
Why is he putting the cup all the way
I
up his
still
nose?
do. And
Yeah.
that's.
But you do.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we want to smell the beer, but you look like a jackass doing it. So.
It's very true.
So it goes down super easy.
It does.
I mean, how many of these could you polish off?
Again, another 4.5%.
Correct.
If this was the only thing available, if there was other stuff available, I'd move on.
Diageo Beer Company.
Well, you're not a lager orderer when we go out to a bar. So
I used to. Used to be until we got into the craft
until you
beers.
discovered IPAs, right?
Yeah.
So
Again, I mean, craft beer is changed
so much.
our game. Like,
Right. But if this is on tap, especially if I'm at an Irish bar and this is on tap, this is probably going to be the beer that I'm going to order. I could pop down probably 3 or 4 of these, and really they're so light. Yeah.
easy, big guy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm not driving you home.
No?
Call you an Uber.
Ah.
Well, I will get you an Uber with your phone, your account. Not paying for that.
It's crazy how our palates have changed over this whole.
It really is, because
But this is
20 years ago, like, I'd probably be, tearing this up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was the price point on this? Oh, you know what? I got these.
You got them.
And I think all three of these were $9.99 for a 6-pack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which in today's beer world is.
Which makes me think I should go back to drinking these.
Yeah.
Because the stuff we buy is outrageous.
Yeah. I mean, last week.
They were all $9.99.
I purchased a 4-pack of craft from New York, and it was $19 for the 4-pack. So, it was to me not worth it. But
Are there any cheap hobbies anymore?
No, there's not.
Good grief.
There's not.
Harp could be a cheap hobby.
Harp is not a hobby.
Harp, no.
All right. So,
imported from Ireland.
it's good. It's a good, solid, crisp,
St.
clean,
James Gate, Dublin.
refreshing lager.
And for people,
it's good.
Good description.
For people who are into drinking like the Buds and the Coors and the what have you, this is a great alternative to that. Not a whole ton of calories. You're not getting blasted by hops or any flavors, but it does have more flavor than a typical American Pilsner would. Mm-hmm. You know, if you can even call Coors Light a Pilsner at this point, it doesn't have any
Don't
character.
Lagers kind of tend to be like a simple, clean
as they
kind
should
of
be.
beer anyway, right? I mean, we're so used to the flavorful profiles of these, crazy craft beers. But I mean, this is what a good, simple, solid beer tastes like.
It's a good chugger.
I like it.
You can slam it.
It's a good chugger.
You could certainly funnel a few of these.
Yeah.
This is a
want to go back
very sessionable lager, as we would say.
It tastes better whenever you chug it, to be honest.
We should start a fraternity and get a fraternity house, and we can do funnels.
We can do funnels again.
Keg stands.
I think we're too old for that.
Old. They did it on Old School.
You speak.
Look
You're my boy, Blue.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're too old.
Speak for yourself. You're falling apart.
All right.
Good beer.
It's a good beer. It's good, solid beer.
So I wanted to have that because it's clean. To start with our selection here, to start with Harp, because I think Harp is probably the cleanest of these from a flavor profile.
Okay.
So now let's go on to the Killian's.
Killian's. No, it's not Killian's.
Killian's Irish Red Ale, also a lager. Oddly enough.
Yeah, and again, I mean, when we do these Thirsty Thursday reviews, we normally do one beer, at a time. But we're doing this again. This is St. Patty's Day,
and if you don't like a stout, or there are other beers that you don't like, you want to embrace the Irish on St. Patty's Day. These are alternatives that are light alternatives, very approachable, drinkable beers.
Yep.
They're not a stout. They're not bitter for the most part.
We drinking Jameson next week?
We could be. So Irish Red Ale, this is the European equivalent to the American Amber.
This is the color.
So Fat Tire would be
this is the color
Amber Ale.
Okay.
All right.
This is a little more the color I would look. I guess probably because of Yingling, it's very similar to that color, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it might.
Yingling's not quite as amber color.
Might be a little darker than Yingling.
But compared to that Harp, it's much darker. It still looks very clean.
It's clean, but
no, it's got some character to it.
This is darker than Yingling.
I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah. A little more amber to it.
More amber. Yep. Looks good.
Because it's Irish Red.
So it's got, definitely
a different flavor.
Totally different flavor. This has got quite a nose to it.
Didn't get to the nose yet. I was too busy drinking it.
Quite a nose to it.
Quite a nose.
Well, just FYI, little news factoid here. If you're pregnant, don't drink this.
There you go.
Risk of birth defects. I think your mom had a lot of Killian's Red when you were a kid. Huh?
She might have. She might have.
When you were a kid.
So this one here doesn't have a lot of information on the bottle like a previous one did. No kind of story to it or
12
nothing.
ounces.
Well, the story to George Killian, he was
Irish.
He was Irish. This beer started in Ireland as a
5.4.
As a pub ale. It's 5.4. It's got a little bit more to it, a little bit more malt in it.
Definitely.
This beer is not brewed in Ireland, fellas.
I was gonna say, I was just looking at that.
This beer is not brewed in Ireland. This beer is brewed in France.
Well, are you sure about that?
It is brewed in France. Yes, it is.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm. And it is distributed by Coors.
Out of Golden, Colorado.
Out of Golden, Colorado, but it is brewed in France.
All right, I'm gonna give this a try now.
A little more character than the Harp. This is not my favorite beer to drink.
And I like this.
Why are you hating on it?
Yeah.
I get
A little craft beer Dutch oven.
Smooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that, like the Harp had that crisp bite, like the carbonation and stuff like that. This one here is smoother. Smooth.
Is it tasty?
Not yet.
Not tasty yet.
This would probably be better a little bit warmer than the Harp. Where the Harp, like, You want those lagers like ice,
you want it warm.
Ice cold, huh? No, not warm, but a little warmer. I mean, what are you getting there?
This one's really
Flavors?
dancing around.
What flavors you got?
Definitely malty.
Little slight caramel to it.
Thank you. I'm trying to find how to describe this one, but it does have a smoothness.
Sofrito?
No, this one's beyond the sofrito, man.
Drank a lot of Killians in the 90s, and it's just like, it's like Southern Comfort. I just don't enjoy it anymore. It's just...
Can't believe you brought up Southern Comfort.
It's just, I drank a lot of Killians in the 90s. There were a lot of pictures of Killians that went down, and
Southern Comfort.
it's just, it's like, back at Rutgers parties that, it's just,
So this is the first time I'm trying any of these, and this is the first time I'm trying George Killian's, and I'd like this. It's got a nice smooth finish. It doesn't have that bitter Pilsner bite to it at the end.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
smooth.
I want to call it warm, as far as like the way it drinks. It's hard to smooth. Warm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not a high ABV beer. It's 5 and change Killians. So I believe it's
like the Harp had the cold, like the bite, where this one here has a warm, smooth.
No, I get it. I totally agree with that.
It's still not your thing.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out what the flavors are then.
I can't get the flavors. I like it.
Malty, a little caramelly.
I mean, it's got character to it. If you're again out of the 3 of these, this is
what
my
is that finish?
I can't pinpoint the finish. So far, I'm really liking this stuff.
You would like the French beer. You like the Irish French.
Whatever that means.
But I mean, it's a good beer. It's got some character to it. It's not a bitter beer at all. Again, like none of these beers are meant to be bitter beers, right? They're meant to be balanced beers. And the recipes that we are drinking, obviously, today are not the same recipes that they would have been in the 1800s.
Pardon me, excuse me.
But,
Can't take him anywhere.
Yeah.
Come on, man, we're filming.
Yeah. But would you order this if you were at a bar?
If there was
nothing else, here we go. This is the line that we're developing. If there was,
it's hard to say that I would order this because of the different beers.
Keep in mind, this bar that we're at, this
hole in the wall,
hypothetical bar, has no craft beer.
No craft beer.
Would you order this or
beer.
Harp?
I would drink it again. Yes.
You would drink this over the Harp.
I would definitely drink this over the Harp.
Okay.
100%.
I would not, but yes.
Okay. Well, moving on.
Okay. Bottoms up.
All right.
Chug session, yes.
Last but not least,
I'm excited. Smithwick's,
spelled Smithwicks. Smithwick's, according to the guru. Red ale. A ruby red brew with a gentle hop bitterness and a sweet malty finish.
300 years Smithwick's been brewing beer.
Another potent 4.5% ABV. ACDC.
Its rightful place as Ireland's most loved ale.
Okay.
This is Ireland's most popular ale.
Is that the fact? If you're Irish and you're watching this, hopefully we have somebody from Ireland. You tell us if this is true.
All right.
And
Is this one of those, like, what's the Australian beer?
Foster's?
Foster's?
Yeah. That Australian
Give me a
drink.
Foster's.
And actually, I mean,
That was an absolutely horrendous Australian accent.
I did.
It was not good.
And Harp is actually very popular in Australia. That is a beer that is distributed in Australia. So
look ruby red to you?
So I picked these right. That color. It's much darker amber to it.
Let's show the
wow, you can barely see through this one.
What it looks like.
All right.
What is up with that glass?
What about it?
I feel like your glass is it just my glass that's not as dark. You guys make maybe it's the lighting over there by you.
It could be the lighting, yeah.
We didn't give you as much lighting over there.
I feel the love. I get no smell from this one. I get a basic.
Really? I get malt.
Yeah, it's malt. I'm
Yeah, but I don't get nothing.
That bready, doughy.
Bready doughy.
Malt. Doesn't smell bitter. I'm not getting a lot of hop again. You know, balanced. Nope. You know, these beers are very balanced.
Over 300 years, huh? Been brewing in Ireland.
Oh, that's good.
You like that?
Let's see if I can.
Bready, malty yeast infection that you got going on over there?
That's good.
I haven't tasted it yet, but for some reason I'm holding the glass like just weird with this one. It's almost like it shouldn't belong here.
Like a wine glass?
Yeah.
Why don't you just put your pinky out?
There you go.
That's where all the love this is.
Listen, we're working on getting some legit beer tasting glasses, all right? We'll have them soon.
I'm getting like a soda style type mouthfeel from it.
Because it's like fizzy.
It's fizzy, yes.
It's carbonated.
I'm getting that. Like if you had one of those make your own soda type machines, and then try and drink it, you get that extra fuzz, extra bubbly
fuzz, or
extra
fizz?
Fizz.
What kind of machine do you got? Drinking fuzz.
Fuzz machine.
Keep the fuzz away.
It's got a fuzz buster.
All right, Joe Biden, tone it down. Good grief.
I love where these go.
Please let us know down in the comments if you're enjoying these Thirsty Thursday videos. We love doing them.
Yeah.
And hit that subscribe button if it's the first time you're here. So, what do you think? Where are we at? You guys both tasted it. He's still.
This one's. I can't pinpoint.
I think this beer, even though it's a little darker, to me is much more balanced than the Killian's.
It's heavy.
All right, I can see that.
Out of all three.
You know, it is the heaviest beer.
It's the heaviest out of all three, I think.
You know, I kind of chose to go last in that order. You know, and I knew it would also be the darkest of all three. To me, it's the most
malty.
Yes. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting a ton of, other than the malt.
It's not dry. It's almost like got a little residual sweetness to it that.
You sound like you're trying to convince us of what to think.
No, you can think whatever you want. You don't even have to like it. I don't even, you know.
I don't dislike it. Would I get it if it was available and others were? No.
So if this,
probably not.
If Smithwick's and Killian's was available, what would
Killian's.
you like the Killian's better?
I like the Killian's better.
Wow. How about you? You're
It's
indifferent.
close.
You're indifferent.
It's close. I don't get a lot of difference, taste difference in the two.
I think what might drive you more towards the Smithwick's is the heaviness, the maltiness of this one over the Killian's, in my opinion.
Right now my foot is asleep, and that's all I can really think about.
If you could still feel your foot, you have not drank enough beer.
It has nothing to do with this. This is the yoga position I'm in over here.
Oh, yeah?
It's not.
You in sitting bull?
Cutting off
You're in sitting
circulation to my leg.
But
Tone it down there. Downward dog.
it's not bad. I would drink it again if it was
Smithwick's makes
SLRs for short.
a number of. Oh my God! Smithwick's makes a number of beers. I like them all. I like Smithwick's Pale Ale. I think Smithwick's Pale Ale is very good.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good.
Always been a fan. I think for big production beers, they have quite a bit more character than what we in the States feel as big production beers, as in your Budweisers and your your Coors and your Coors Lights. Not that people don't like the banquet beer, because
we know some people that like the banquet beer.
We know people who like the banquet beer,
and we'll be reviewing those next week.
We're gonna
no, absolutely.
We're not just for salty and sprinkles. We can't just do a Coors banquet for them.
Oh,
wow,
no, probably not.
Oh,
no. Go to Harley maybe. But. So again, this is our St. Patty's edition, and these are big boxed, beers, and that's been our thing since we started the Thirsty Thursday, trying to review beers that you could all have. But I'll be honest with you, we've talked about this. We're gonna run out of those pretty soon.
We're gonna do some real.
So eventually, we're gonna get into local craft stuff, and
that's the fun part.
And it'll be fun for us. Might not mean a lot for you guys because you probably can't get it.
Styles of beer, they get
styles of beer, but
close to
it'll be a lot more flavor talk and a lot more. I don't know, just descriptive terms.
But again, these are old beers. Recipes that even though they're not the same as they were 200 or 300 years ago, they're relatively close. There's not a lot going on as far as hop profiles and hop combinations. Most of these are single hop style beers. And in Ireland, they were using Fuggles, they were using East Kent Goldings, old hops.
You speak in English?
Yeah, that's it, man. That's the hops they were using. So not like today, where our craft breweries are using newer brands of hops that have been cultivated in the last 10 to 20 years, and now cryo hops, which are treated in another way to preserve their flavor. This is just what grew locally, the malt that grew locally, the hops that grew locally, and the water that you had. And that is why in Ireland a lot of darker beers came out of Ireland, because their water was just not as good as the water in the Czech Republic or the water in Bavaria or or what have you. So I think given all that, they're pretty good beers.
I like a good Bavarian pretzel.
Good.
I know you do.
And for your segment of George's Nerd Out on beer, there you go.
There you go. So
Bavarian water, we were just talking about.
Bavarian water. So listen, happy St. Patty's Day. From us to you.
Hey, if you celebrate St. Patty's Day, let us know. And is it because you're Irish or just because you like to drink? Let us know in the comments below.
It really doesn't matter.
Like, comment, subscribe, share.
You celebrate St. Patty's Day, and if you look at your thumbs, you are not Irish.
That's absolutely true. I celebrate because it's all about I don't know why a thumb joke needs to come on here.
I think we just lost Austin. Did we lose him? I don't even know that he's in frame anymore. He's obviously done talking. Hit me.
Hey, like, comment, subscribe, share.
Definitely.
Talk to me, Goose.
All right. Till next time.
Deuces.
We'll see you.
Peckerheads.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hold back.
Yeah, every once in a while, I get a good one.
Oh, man.